Hey y'all. Okay, as a lot of y'all know, I've been following this missing persons case. Okay, there was a lady named Carla Stefaniak. Okay, who had went to Costa Rica for her 36th birthday. She went there with her sister-in-law. While her sister-in-law left the day before Carla went missing. Okay, she flew back to the States. Carla stayed behind and was supposed to leave the next day, which was on a Wednesday. Well, the last time anyone spoke with her was on Tuesday night, and Carla had texted her sister-in-law telling her, that, the power was going in and out. Carla had gone to an Airbnb, okay? She said that the power was going out. It was a very sketchy place. And she also mentioned that she was thirsty and she was going to ask a security guard, to get her a bottle of water. Okay. Now, the other day, on Monday, a body was found outside of the Airbnb. It was wrapped in plastic bags and halfway buried in the ground. At that point, they couldn't make a positive identification because her body was very badly decomposed. Okay, now they have now identified her. Okay, her parents have identified her, and it is Carla Stefaniak. Even though I had a terrible feeling that it was, I was still keeping hope that it wasn't for her family's sake and for hers, of course. But she has been identified, and it is her. And now get this. The security guard has been arrested. Okay? His story was not matching up. He was giving them contradicting stories. And also another employee or the owner, which it'll say in this article, I believe it was the owner. I don't know. Something's not right about this. Okay? The owner wasn't arrested, but the owner did give a story that didn't sound right. Okay, so this article says, missing woman Carla Stefaniak's body identified in Costa Rica. Authorities arrest security guard. And this is her. She was so beautiful. Just a very beautiful lady. So sad. And this was posted last night at almost 9 o'clock at 8:57 p.m. Authorities in Costa Rica believe that the female body found Monday is that of Carla Stefaniak, the missing Florida woman who was vacationing in the area for her birthday. All the data we've compiled points to this being her. General Director of Costa Rica's Judicial Investigation Department, Walter Espinoza, said. While officials are certain of their identification, they are still waiting to compare fingerprints and possibly dental and DNA records. We want a determination that is more precise, more technical, and more scientific, Espinoza added. An autopsy revealed that Stefaniak, 36, died as a result of head injuries. She also suffered multiple stab wounds on her neck. Her death is now being investigated as a homicide. A security guard working the property surrounding the Airbnb where Stefaniak was staying and where her body was found has been detained. Espinoza explained, according to News 7, that 32-year-old Bismarck Espinoza Martinez became a suspect after allegedly contradicting his story regarding Stefaniak's whereabouts to police. He was taken into custody around 11 p.m. Monday night. This is so sad. She was so beautiful. It's just terrible. Terrible that this has happened. It just goes to show we're not safe anywhere. The person detained for the homicide was near her, had chances to commit the act, and became a suspect through all of our investigation, Espinoza explained, according to the news station. Espinoza also alleged that Martinez has been living in Costa Rica for the past several years illegally. The news station also reported that Martinez is being held on a preventive sentence in Costa Rica and will spend the next few months in prison. There are no details at this time to whether or not Martinez has a lawyer or has entered a plea. Stefaniak's body was found outside the vacation rental in San Jose. Espinosa previously explained in a news conference, which was translated from Spanish according to the Miami Herald, that Stefaniak's body was wrapped in plastic, buried in the back of the property. Authorities couldn't immediately make an ID as her body was badly decomposed. Espinosa also said in the press conference that blood was discovered inside of the rental and has since been transported to a lab for testing. Stefaniak, who was traveling with her sister-in-law, April Burton, was last seen on November 27th, just one day before her birthday. Stefaniak from Tampa was expected to return home to Hallandale Beach on Wednesday, but her family grew worried after she didn't make it back. While the birthday girl checked into her flight, she never got on the plane. Prior to her disappearance, Stefaniak taken Burton, who had cut her time in Costa Rica short due to an obligation back home, to the airport. So she took her sister-in-law to the airport. Sorry, this page is sticking for some reason. It's not scrolling the way that I need it to. It was her birthday, and it makes me feel really bad. I do feel guilty because I left early, Burton told the outlet. After being dropped off, Burton says she and her sister-in-law texted until late in the night. She explained on Facebook that after the airport, Stefaniak returned her rental car and took an Uber back to her Airbnb. The Uber driver waited for her approximately 50 minutes before taking her for a tour around San Jose. She arrived back to her Airbnb between 4 and 5. Last time we heard from her was on 11/27 around 8 p.m. when she said it was raining crazy and the power went out. Burton said that Stefaniak texted her and said the Airbnb was pretty sketchy. She also had no online or social media presence since that night and hasn't responded to any of her friends' birthday wishes, leaving her family to believe that she was kidnapped. Stefaniak also allegedly FaceTimed a friend, explaining she was going to ask one of the guards to buy her a bottle of water. After that, the friend claims her phone died. It is not clear at this time if the guard she asked was Martinez. In hopes of finding answers, Stefaniak's brother Carlos has traveled to Costa Rica where he visited the Airbnb. She went there the night before and left at 5 a.m. This is what her brother said, explaining what he claims the guards of the property told him. Okay, so the security guards told her brother that she was there the night before, but she left at 5 a.m. Everything is gone. She left with everything on hand, her brother said. According to Fox 13, the owner of the Airbnb also told the family that Stefaniak was seen getting into an Uber with her luggage early Wednesday morning. That doesn't make sense. However, given that her flight wasn't until 1 p.m., Stefaniak's family finds it hard to believe that she was heading to the airport that early. None of us really believe this 5 a.m. story because it really doesn't make sense. Following the news of the body's identification, Stefaniak's father also traveled to Costa Rica. You can't imagine what we are feeling. Her mom is absolutely devastated. She can't speak. Okay. Now, so we have the owner of the Airbnb saying that she was seen getting into an Uber at 5 a.m. Okay, now initially it was like, wow, the Uber driver, it seemed very suspicious. Okay, but now we have the security guard who's actually been arrested, and when I saw that, it sent chills down my spine, okay, because 95% of y'all know about Kanika Jenkins, okay, and it took me back to that security guard at that hotel, all right. It's like, what's up with these security guards? And then you got the owner who's going along with the same story. It doesn't make sense. If her flight was at 1 p.m., why would she leave at 5 a.m.? That's 8 hours early. I could see leaving 2 hours early so you can get to the airport, get checked in, because when you're going through customs and all of that, sometimes it takes a lot of time, depending on how many people are getting through, going through getting checked in at the airport. Now, what I find strange is in the beginning of her missing, everyone had said that she checked in at the airport, and it just makes me wonder. They said that she checked in for her flight, but she never boarded the plane. Okay? And that's what I'm not understanding. Like, was that just hearsay, or did they have proof that, she actually went to the airport and checked in? Like, where's her stuff at? Where's all of her luggage? Where's everything at? None of this makes sense. But it seems to me like the owner, and maybe the security guard are in on this. I just don't understand why the owner would go along with this story if he wasn't trying to cover something up. I hope and pray to God that they do find more answers. I will definitely keep all of y'all updated. It's a very tragic story, and I hated when I saw this last night, that it had actually been identified as her, and the security guard had been arrested. Like I said, it just sent chills down my spine. It's just terrible, what has happened to her. I mean, it's terrible beyond words. I don't even have words to explain how sad this is. It's terrible. People go travel places to have a good time. In her circumstance, she was celebrating her birthday, her 36th birthday. She left there to go have fun, and see a beautiful place and, just have a good time, ladies' week or ladies' weekend or whatever, and now she'll never come back home. It's not the sister-in-law's fault that she left. I just really wish that, she had stayed that one extra night, because maybe they wouldn't have been able to do anything, or maybe they would have been too scared to do anything to her, with someone else being around. But, things do happen in life, and sometimes we have to jump up and leave, so I don't know. I hope and pray to God that they find everybody that is involved in this, and I hope that they prosecute them to the fullest extent. Because, this is just terrible. It's a senseless crime, and I don't like seeing things like this. But this Airbnb, do not go stay there. Like, nobody needs to go stay there. These people are obviously, they're doing something. I don't know. I don't know if this is the first time they've ever done this or what, but something's just not right. I just don't see why the owner would go along with that. He specifically said that she was seen getting into an Uber at 5 a.m. with all of her luggage. Now, an owner, his statement makes it seem like he saw her. Like, he saw her getting into the Uber, So, basically, that's what he's saying. Like, oh, yeah, I saw her getting into an Uber at 5 a.m. with all of her luggage. if you didn't see her and you're the owner of the B&B where someone gets killed, that's when you say, well, I didn't see her, but, it was stated or it was said that, this is what happened. You don't just say, oh, yeah, she was seen getting into that and she left. No. That, to me, that's just one little sentence, that one statement is very, it's very incriminating, because basically you're saying that, you saw her get into the Uber and leave. And that's not what happened, obviously. She was found dead at that Airbnb. So, maybe I can't even say the Uber driver. I don't know. The Uber driver didn't say anything like that. He said that, or she, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but the Uber driver said that when they went back to pick her up, she was not there. They waited and she never came to the car because they were supposed to go pick her up that morning. They came there to pick her up and she never got in the vehicle. Okay. Now the owner and the security guard, they have two different stories. Like they're trying to brush it off onto the Uber driver. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense. 5 a.m.? No. You don't leave to go to the airport at 5 a.m. I just don't see anybody doing that. Why do you need to leave 8 hours early before your flight? No. So, I just wanted to show y'all this, that, she has been identified and it is her. So, leave your comments and feedback below. If y'all would like to send anything to me, you can do so on my email, or you can add me on Facebook and send whatever you like through there. If y'all have not subscribed to my other channel, please click on the link down below, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Till the next time I talk to y'all, have a wonderful day, and I love y'all.